just a day before we have the rumored announcement of the much-anticipated Canon EOS R7 and Canon EOS R10 APS-C censored cameras, we have leaked images. Details coming up, but first I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so you're kept informed on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. The Canon RF-S 18 to 45mm f4.5 to 6.3 image-stabilized STM lens has 7 elements in 7 groups. A shooting distance of 0.2 meters with autofocus and 0.15 meters with manual focus. It has a maximum magnification of 0.16 in autofocus mode and 0.26 in manual focus mode. The filter diameter is 49 millimeters, it weighs 130 grams, and is 69 by 43.3 millimeters. The Canon RF-S 18 to 150 millimeters f3.5 to 6.3 image-stabilized STM lens has 17 elements in 13 groups, a shooting distance of 0.3 meters with autofocus and 0.12 meters with manual focus. It has a maximum magnification of 0.44 times in autofocus and 0.59 times in manual focus. The filter diameter is 55 millimeters, weighs 310 grams, and is 69 by 84.5 millimeters. So what do you think? I know it's not exactly earth-shattering. I'd much rather see leaked images of the Canon EOS R10 and R7, or even better, full detail specifications from, well, this type of stuff that you get in the user manual, but sadly, that's not what we have at this point. But this has just come out. I'm an old guy, so I wake up in the middle of the night several times, and I checked every time, and there was nothing until about 6 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to be checking every minute of the day, well, not every minute, but every hour, every half an hour for the latest leaks and information, because we are supposed to get these cameras announced tomorrow, just 24 hours away. And today is a holiday. It's Victoria Day here in Canada, and I'm going to rededicate today to Canon, to seeing what I can find out about these two cameras, what leak specifications we might know more than what I've got listed on the side here for the Canon EOS R7. One thing a lot of us are wondering about is that sensor. Leak specifications are indicating that the sensor is 32.5 megapixels, and a lot of us are assuming that that 32.5 megapixels, well, it's the exact same sensor found in the Canon 90D and the M6 Mark II, and that nothing's been changed to that sensor, and we're just getting a 3-year-old sensor. Well, it's possible. I'm not saying it isn't, but we'll just have to wait one more day to find out, or maybe later today we might have some more leak specifications telling us a little bit more. Is it BSI? Have they made any incremental changes to it to improve performance or throughput? We'll just have to wait and see. And what about those card slots? Dual card slots, but is one of them going to be CF Express, or based on rumors, are we getting 2 UHS 2 card slots? There's so much more we need to find out. ISO range, dynamic range. The leak specifications are nice, and there's a lot of good details in there in terms of 4K 60, for example, Canon Log 3. I mean, that is really, really nice. But are we getting full sensor readout? Because full sensor readout will give us 6K oversample 4K. And are we getting 6K? It's really hard to say. And that's why I want to get the leak specifications, because the Canon EOS R7 could be a very solid increment or increase over the 7D Mark II, which came out in 2014. So it wouldn't be hard to beat it, but will it beat it? Will it be this is a good replacement for my 7D Mark II? Or is it going to have everybody look at it and go like, wow, Canon's really put everything into this camera, much like Panasonic puts into the GH6. We're not going to talk about the autofocus system. We're not going to talk about banding, because this is the focus on the Canon EOS R7 right now. And of course, the Canon EOS R10. These are the leak specifications for it. We have a whole lot less information. It's got a 24.2 megapixel sensor. Again, we don't know if it's going to be BSI. We don't know if it's going to be an improvement over what Canon put in the M50, right? It could be. They have a 24 megapixel sensor in the M50 as well. And that has a lot of us thinking, conjecturing that the R10 is going to have the same processor or a slightly revised processor that was in the Canon M50. So is the R10 a replacement for the M50? One other thing too, yesterday I had been sent some information saying this information had been leaked in Sweden and that we had pricing. Now in Swedish kronas, I think the R7 was around 29,000 Swedish kronas, and the R10 was about 25,000 Swedish kronas. So 29,000 versus 25,000. And I don't believe these to be real prices in any way whatsoever, because, well, I believe they're what I would consider placeholder prices. Why, you might ask? Well, if you convert Swedish kronas into US dollars, the R7 would be $2,991 and change. And that would take the R10 to be, well, right up there too, well over $2,000, around $2,500 to $2,600. And the R7, depending on what they put in it, well, no, it doesn't make any sense. That would price it $500 more than the Canon EOS R6. And the M50, we all know what that's priced at. There's no way that would be over $2,000. So those prices, stuff coming out of Sweden, and if you look at the post too, what it shows at the bottom is initially the information was posted, I think, on May the 11th, which is right after Canon Rumors had put out the leaked information as CR3 on those two cameras. And then we got some minor updates as more information leaked out. So I don't believe that that is leaked information. It's just taking the leaked information and putting it out there as though it's fact, and it really isn't. If you do want to get the latest information, the best thing to do is to follow my channel. There's a few others that will come out with the information too, like Digicami-info. They're really good at this. Canon Rumors does it as well. But I'm the only site that's going to bring it all together in one place. So your best thing to do is to subscribe and choose all notifications. And by choosing all notifications, as soon as I publish a video, you're going to get notification. So that way you're the first to know all the latest camera news and rumors, whether it be on the Canon R7 and R10, the new Fuji cameras coming out, the new Sony cameras coming out, the new Nikon cameras coming out like the Nikon Z8, or even the new Canon EOS R1. And who knows, if Pentax decides to release a camera this year or next year, or sometime this decade, I'll let you know about that as well. So it looks like it's going to be a very, very exciting day. I'd be surprised if we don't get any further leaked specifications today or any leaked press release. It's pretty common leading up to the day of announcement that we could get something. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe even we might have to wait till 11 o'clock tonight. I really don't know. From what I've seen in the past, I was expecting a little bit more last night instead of waiting for 6 o'clock this morning. It's just a very, very exciting time. And I know there's an awful lot of pent-up demand, a lot of excitement for the Canon EOS R7. What this marks, too, is the very first APS-C censored camera for the R system. The R system the R system has been all about full frame since it first came out. When it first came out in 2018, it was the EOS R, and we just had those three very expensive lenses. The RF 50mm f1.2 being one of them, which is what I'm shooting with right now. And I think it's a terrific lens. But one thing I understand, one thing I realize is very few people can afford to spend $2,200, $2,300 on a lens, let alone a camera. And I understand that while the R7 is kind of the flagship of the APS-C line for Canon, the R10 is aimed at those that, well, we still have trouble saving up for $1,000 for a camera, let alone $1,000 for a lens. So I think that the R10 is going to be far more economically placed, aimed at people that are ordinary filmmakers and photographers. And the R7 is just reaching well above that to people who want the best of the best that they can on the mirrorless system for an APS-C camera. And the good news about these two new cameras is you're no longer have to worry about the cost of migration. If you bought into Canon's mirrorless system, the current mirrorless system, the EFM, all those lenses for the EFM mount are not migratable to the Canon R system, and that's a tragedy. Whereas all EF lenses, as well as EF-S lenses, can be adapted and migrated using this simple $199 EF to RF adapter. It has the ring, customizable ring. You can also get one without the ring for $99, and that allows you to take over 100, I think it's 109, 107 lenses from the EF and EF-S over to the R system. And that's terrific news. Plus, you can take all those full frame lenses for the RF mount and apply them to the RF-S mount, because both of these cameras are RF mount cameras. But that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe and choose all notifications so you're kept up to date on the latest camera news and rumors. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.